Hey guys, welcome to Answer Critical, where I tell you what you really want to know about your newly released movies. This movie this week, Nightcrawler, as promised, starring Jake Gyllenhaal. The film was alright. It wasn't anything over the top what I expected. The trailer is much better than the film, although fantastic performance by Jake Gyllenhaal. He plays spoiler alert by the way, he plays a guy that seems to have either Asperger's or some sort of mental disorder, who is extremely smart but has zero social skills. So I think that might be Asperger's, where he goes around and he shoots incidents that happen, like crimes, and then he sells them to news stations, and it kind of gets him in trouble at times. And it's action packed, the film, but it had one thing that I hated: a montage with music. Very 80s. The film alone itself is 2 hours long, so I can understand why they added a montage in there to kind of move the story forward. But this is why I don't like a montage. First of all, is because it's a cheap way to tell the story, and it's very uncreative. So basically, this would happen. Again, spoiler alert. So this guy is an entrepreneur driving around with a police scanner in a beat up little car, and finding crime, taping it, and selling it for chump change. Montage music, bunch of crime scenes, all this stuff like that. And 2 minutes later, he's now driving a 2015 Dodge Challenger. He has all the state-of-the-art equipment, and I didn't like that. I want to see the build up to that. I want to grow with him. I want to grow with him as a character, and I didn't get an opportunity to do that with a cheap montage that they do in the film. So that kind of really turned me off. So it was right in the middle of the film as well. So like in the first portion of the film, he is a struggling cinematographer, montage, and then he's this really successful one. And it just didn't work out for me. And there was even a part at the end of the film where he being that he has Asperger's, he kind of, has everything playing out his head, and his partner ends up getting killed because of him, his partner in his industry, and then it just cuts to him at the end of the film being really successful and driving with a whole new crew and everything like that. And I just didn't get the connection. Like, he didn't get in trouble for a murder that he witnessed, and he withheld information from the government after police questioned him, and it just seemed very similar to John Wick, how I mentioned in my last video. It seemed rushed. So this film, the film was alright. I would recommend seeing it in theaters because Jake Gyllenhaal gives a phenomenal performance. Unlike anything he's done in the past. He's very creepy. And it's, when you're watching, you're not like, oh, Jake Gyllenhaal, like you usually are. It's like, whoa, this goes a little creepy. So I do recommend seeing it. See it when you can. Don't rush out there. It just released, I think, last week. So it'll be in the theaters for a little bit before it gets released to DVD. I'm not going to be buying it on DVD. If it comes on Netflix, I'll watch it. But it was a decent film, and I do recommend seeing it. All right, that's it for Ants 2 Critical. See you guys next time.